Today I'm going to be doing a video what's trending in my world. So I thought this one would be really fun to do because there's a lot of things that in my head are trending, but it's probably because I'm, what's that phrase? Chronically online, hence why these things are trending. But in reality, you go out and walk down your high street and this stuff is definitely not, because to be honest, most of this stuff I'm going to be talking about is pretty niche. Is it focused? Maybe not all of it, but some of it. Anyway, so the first one I want to talk about is items of clothing with things on. Now, we've seen it been so overdone in the past few years with like disco balls, margarita, drinks, like dice, all those sorts of things, and we're kind of bored of it now. When I say this, I don't mean it in that kind of way. I mean it more in like, I've seen items of clothing with like objects on, like belts, like clothes with clothes on, and like clothes with body parts on, and it's kind of going against the whole idea of like putting clothes on. You put clothes on to cover up your skin, and then you're putting a top on that's like skin, so it's just kind of like contradicting. I really like that. It reminds me a lot of Jonathan Anderson's designs from Loewe Fall 22. And I'm going to talk about this more later, but this look specifically I love. It's just so fun, and honestly this whole collection is so interesting, so have a little look into that, but I'm going to talk more about that in a minute. So the next one I wanted to talk about, I haven't seen this like literally anywhere, but it's chain metal, hence I brought this ages ago. I mean, this isn't chain metal, but let me show you how pretty. I think it's actually like traditional Indian necklace. I'm not sure, but that's what it reminds me a lot of. Now, speaking of necklaces, I saw this girl on TikTok. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce the app because y'all know. I've been getting comments about my pronunciation of things. Guys, I'm very much dyslexic, so please don't mind that. Anyways, and I was scrolling on TikTok, as you do, and I saw this girl's video and it came up, and it's like everything that you could want in a necklace, but this is it. And I screenshotted it, and it's been in my head for a few days, and when I was planning this video, I was like, have to include that. I love how it's asymmetric, and she does some really, really cool other jewellery as well, so go and check her out, because so far she's the only person I've seen doing chain metal in a really cool way, not just in a boring way. No hate. But I do really think maybe more like high fashion, we're going to be seeing this in like accessories or in bag version, and I've seen on Pinterest like people have gotten like the heads of a can and like made tops out of it and bags out of it and stuff like that. And also from this you could do like shells. I saw this weird like helmet hat thing made out of shells and like beads. So there's so many ways to do this, not just chain metal specifically, but I've always loved silver. When I used to do my electrician course, I would collect all the random like silver bolts and screws and everything and like turn them into rings and whatever. I still have some of them, but when you wear them they do make your fingers bleed a little bit, so I probably won't be wearing those anytime soon. But I've just always loved the hardwareness of metal, and I really hope to see more of this because it's so beautiful. This kind of pattern actually reminded me of this brand that I found a few years back now. They're called T-Label, but I don't even want to call these pieces of clothing like clothing because they literally are like artwork, art form, just sculptured. Like you can't even say it's a top. It's not a top, it is art. Hear me out. First, nautical sailor core, then something I've not heard a single person say yet, which I'm going to talk about, chef core. But this chain metal is giving Viking core, and honestly I can see that coming in. You heard it here first. Talking of chef core, The Bear. I haven't watched it and I won't be watching it because it's too chaotic for me, I think. But we've seen, not because of this TV show, but just because that's in our minds, okay? I wouldn't be surprised if like people start wearing like chef jackets. Now hear me out. Service Works, obviously, I mean if you guys know the brand, they're a beautiful brand. I think the guy who started the brand was a chef, and he ended up wearing his clothes for like skateboarding and stuff like that. And the one similar from Universal Work, which my husband has one of those, and I think it's so flattering on him. And honestly, I won't be surprised if I start seeing them more. In Bristol, I've already seen a lot of the boys wearing them, so please stay around. Also, speaking of chef tops, my great auntie gave me like loads of clothes, and I came across this top, and it is so cool, but it's just so long, and like I really am gonna try and make it work. Okay, so the next one I want to talk about is like checkered print. Now I know it's not checkered print, like checkered stripe print. I've searched high and low for the name on Google, can't find what it's called. But the material is kind of like mismatched colours, mismatched directions. The only single photo I could find is this girl on Pinterest that I saw with these beautiful trousers on, like love the colours. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see more of this summer. I also wanted to mention this girl on TikTok that I found. She's a fashion designer, and there was this photo that I saw, and it's not exactly the same material as the girl in the Pinterest photo, but I just had to show you guys the beauty of the photo, the beauty of the colours, the beauty of all the textures, and oh, it's just so beautiful. And like, go and look at her work because it is beautiful. Okay, real life graphic prints. Now, I would say I've had stuff like this saved on my Pinterest for at least 2 years, so I'm not saying this is like a trend, but I'm talking very specifically with this trend. Again, I'm not talking about like sheen, like disco balls, but let me just explain. So I saw this top, kind of the first one that got me thinking about this kind of style. It's from the Lucky Store, and it's their breakfast top and then their takeaway top as well on Pinterest. I want to just mention the Marc Jacobs graphic print skirt I saved a few years ago. So beautiful. This is what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like the whole bit of fabric is covered, and it can be a bit of a grainy image. It doesn't need to be like smooth. Also, while I was looking on their website, I saw this picture and this skirt, and I had to mention it. If any of you all want to buy me this, feel free, because I've fallen in love. And speaking of this kind of print, it reminded me of this top I brought. Let me show you. I want to say I got this top maybe a year ago now, but this is kind of the vibe I mean. How pretty is that? It's from this brand, Neo, I can't read it on the camera. Neo Sanet. Have I mentioned this brand already? I feel like I have. But this is what I mean by just that style. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay, the next thing. This is more of like a high fashion thing that we're going to be seeing more than like day to day. Maybe we might be seeing it day to day. But I mentioned in one of my last videos that Emma Chamberlain look from her recent vlog, which I was obsessed with. And it's like sheer when sheer doesn't make sense. I think most of these photos are from runways from the early 90s, 2000s. Yeah, I just love that it doesn't make sense. That's what the beauty of it is. I don't really know what else to say about that one. Just, it, to my eyes, is like someone's kissing my eyes, you know? It's like, just looks, yeah. You guys know my describing words aren't good by now, okay? I just like clothes and I like fashion. Don't expect me to have all the right words to use, okay? Now, the next one is something I was actually planning on gatekeeping. I'm gonna try and find a Cowhide bag, like, but I'm gatekeeping this one. This is my thing, like, if you guys know me, you know, like 70s fashion is my thing. Like real vintage leather, guys. I'm not buying real dead animals, okay? Vintage leather, real fur. I love all that stuff. That's so me. So Cowhide is very much an evolution of me. So I love it. Yeah, like I was saying, I was gonna gatekeep this one, but I saw Daughter of a Hoarder, her most recent YouTube video, and she said that she brought this Cowhide bag from eBay, and I'm fuming because I've been checking eBay every day, and that is probably like my dream Cowhide bag. So I was just gonna let the bag find me, but I was like, let me just have another look on. Guys, I caved. I brought a Cowhide bag, and dare I say I prefer it to the one I saw on Ruby's channel, so winner, chicken. Okay, the next one's saddle shoes. Now, where have I seen this that makes me think this is a trend? 3 places, okay? 1, Adriama's Instagram, which, dare I say, she's probably one of the most influential people right now. 2, this random girl on TikTok dancing in a field, and yeah, she's got a good vibe about her, I guess. And 3, my Pinterest. So because of these 3 things in my head, it's becoming a thing already. But that's 3 places too many, you know what I'm saying? So, okay, the next one, I don't know if there is an actual word for this. Core. I actually really don't like using the thingy core, but I don't know what to call this one. So in my notes, I've written down religious, whimsical, Lana Del Rey. Huh? I can't read that word. Core. So by this I mean like these sorts of photos, they're just so like whimsical and soft and like giving Kate Bush and like, you know, really like stereotypically feminine, and just the white and the lace, so pretty. And I've spoken about this brand in my wishlist video, but a brand that literally embodies exactly what I'm trying to say to you is this brand Cater Official. And this is exactly what I'm talking about, like the screen printing on the lace, and it's just whimsical is the only word I have in my dictionary to describe this look. A girl who like really reminds me of this kind of vibe is this girl that I followed on TikTok for a while, and she is my muse, or no, that's too much. She's my like inspo, like style. If I could dress like anyone, I'd dress like her, like 100% without a doubt. Is this girl called Elise Sevic, guys. She is stunning, and her and her boyfriend, their outfits together, like they both fit the vibe. She doesn't just have like dress this vibe, her whole life is this vibe, and that's what I really like about her. Well, I don't know her, but from what I can tell. The next one that I think maybe a few of us saw on our Pinterest here and there last year, maybe not, maybe just me, but Dolphins. It was this one piece that came from the Jonathan Anderson Spring Summer 23 show back in September of 22. And we've seen like the top version of it, and I think we're still going to be seeing it this year. And I just wanted to read from this article that this lady, Rosine Breen, said, because I love the way that she phrased it about this. Just skip ahead if you're not interested. But she said, he, Jonathan Anderson, presented a parallel world of people trapped in computers, blending with keyboards and screensavers in an exploration of other dimensions. But the reason I love this dolphin so much is because it reminds me of those like stock images of the wolves. You guys know what I'm talking about, with like the moonrise fleeces, and yes, I do like those, and if I ever see one I will in fact be buying. But it's just kind of the same vibe, like pointless and looks bad but also looks kind of hot at the same time. I want to show you guys these bangles I brought at the car boot sale last year. So cute, and this was the start of my dolphin love, and hopefully it continues. Okay, last one of my favourites, stacking bangles, like but bulky bangles, not just like silver ones. So as well as wearing the bangles, you know, how you normally wear a bangle. Oh look, how pretty. Some bangles I just bought the other day. I need to get some gold ones. I also like when people wear bangles over long sleeve tops. This is something that I probably always do if I'm wearing a long sleeve top. And I like bangles around people's ankles. It's just like another thing to do. And also like mixed materials. So like wood bangles mixed with silver bangles and with shell bangles. When I was getting images for this video, it led me down like a whole rabbit hole of looking at shell bangles. What is that colourful shell called? I can't remember what it's called. But I've seen bangles of that on Vinted. There's a few and they're so pretty. I've also seen like tortoise shell bangles. So yeah, just something a bit different, a bit fun instead of your boring plain bangle. Anyways guys, that's everything I've got for today. I'm going to be posting every Sunday and Tuesday consistently. I've got so many videos lined up and scheduled already, so you don't want to miss it. So subscribe, follow me on my social, and I hope you all have a good day, and I shall see you later. Bye.